Oh, that's hot.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nothing's Wrong podcast. I'm Isabel.
And I am Catherine, and I am in Las Vegas. That's why I'm not with you guys. Well, with you as well.
Yeah. As we can see, we're doing a little different setup. I'm by myself in the studio.
And I'm by myself. Yeah.
Thank you for showing up anyways, because, I mean, we all know if it was me in that position,
you would not show up at all. You would literally be like, especially if you're drinking, you're like, I'm not going to be able to show up. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to do the show. Huh?
Have you been drinking?
No, I have not drunk yet, no.
Wait, you've been in Vegas for like how many hours and you haven't had a drink yet?
No. Do you need a drink in Vegas immediately? What do you think? Anyways.
Keep it down.
You're gonna hear people in the keep it down. Like we don't need.
So yes, guys, come on in, hit the like. We have some people here. Marcello says hello. Hey Marcello. Haven't seen you in a while.
I know.
Jay says hey Jay. What's up?
Jay.
Thanks for showing love.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are hitting the like, the share.
Right. And letting everybody know that you're here.
Yes. And shout out to TDR Network. As you guys can see, our little setup, they hooking us up over there. So shout out to TDR Network. Make sure you guys go check them out as well.
Hitting your points. Yes. This is really nice. I looked at it and I was like, something's different about it. And you really did. And then you put our names on the bottom. Thank you.
You're doing a lot. We appreciate you.
You're showing your girl some love.
Yeah. Tonda said, hey ladies, have fun in Vegas.
Yes. I'm going to be here for a while. Usually when you stay like 3 days and you're done, I'll be here for like 4. So
right at the threshold. Jay say, what's good? Okay, Jay. We gonna find out what's good. Actually, Jay, you have some stuff to tell us. Let us know what's good.
Right.
The last conversation when you called in the last time. Yeah. So we have a couple of things to run through tonight. We came prepared, ladies and gentlemen.
For the first time in forever.
We actually came prepared.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, did you want to dig into the YouTube comments, or how do you want to flow this?
Yeah, we can get into the YouTube comment. Well,
the YouTube comment. Well, I can't see how many people are in here, so I don't know if we should wait or.
Yeah, we got a good amount of people in here.
All right. So let's get started.
Well, Jay said it's all good. So I guess his relationship situation. So Jay, stay in the chat so we can add you and on here and we can hear about your story in a little bit. But we're gonna get through a couple more topics and we're gonna hear back from what happened with you.
Okay, yeah, we want to know. Okay, so we got a comment from Michael Jennings. Michael.
Don't say his whole name.
Well, his name is on his YouTube.
Yeah, but you always tell me don't be putting people's whole name out there.
Hold on, you have J Dub's name highlighted on here, and you have to say the whole thing. So what are you talking about?
No, I just say Jay. What do you?
Oh,
girl,
okay.
Sorry.
All right. So, anyways, we got a comment, and he said, okay. I think I'm gonna have to just like read it as okay.
Yeah.
I went with him. I guess. All right. I'll skip that part. So Michael is looking for property, and he went with his nephew, and he actually got attractive. He found the realtor attractive, and he wants to, talk to her, but unfortunately, she has a boyfriend. But it's not unfortunate because the nephew knows the information about like her life. I guess she spilled her beans and told him that like her and her boyfriend aren't working out and he's actually moving back to his country. So he wants to slide into her contacts and hit her up, and he just doesn't want to seem creepy
But
about the whole situation.
and he's asking what should he do?
Yeah, he's actually what should he
How
do?
should he approach it?
Right. How should he approach it? Do you want to respond since I've read what he said? Or
okay, so Ibrahim says, "Hello, beautiful ladies. How are you? Good to see you. Hi, baby." Jay says, "Don't do it."
Don't slide into. Don't contact her.
He said, "Don't do it." Okay.
Why? Why not?
So I would say, what is your opinion on it?
Well, I told him that he should reach out to her. Well, for me, I didn't tell him full details, but like opportunity is opportunity. You see something that you want, you're gonna go get it because somebody else is gonna go get it. You never know; it might actually work out for him and this young woman. So go ahead and test the waters. So I think that he should do it. So what do you think?
I think that he probably should, like you said, take that opportunity. And I think the best way to approach it is to approach it like you don't have any information. You don't know anything about.
You don't even know. Oh, I forgot to say this part though. She actually brought her boyfriend with her to the showing.
Oh.
So that's how he knows she has a boyfriend. That was 100% key fact. I forgot to
so put that part in. So you don't read comments anymore because you can't.
Because he started writing it like as if one of the comments that he wrote erased, so it didn't make kind of sense.
Oh, okay.
I apologize.
Jay says it has to be natural. I mean, yeah, but you can make it naturally.
But it can be natural. Yeah.
But still strategic. I mean, I think because just go for it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be her decision of whether she's even interested or not. But I would just act like I was oblivious to her boyfriend. I would have been like, I didn't even notice that was your boyfriend.
A lot of people act like they can't see stuff. So
like if I was a guy,
play that to your advantage.
Yeah, like if I was a guy and I really liked a girl and I seen and I heard that that relationship was probably over, I would probably be like, oh, that was your boyfriend? Oh, I didn't get boyfriend vibes from I would have kind of shut down that kind of shade the relationship a little, like, oh, you guys, the chemistry didn't seem kind of, I don't know. But I feel like that would be like a fun way to approach it, where it's kind of like you can just play ignorant and like, oh, I didn't know whether you were with somebody or not. I just find you attractive and I would love to take you out. Yeah. But I feel like most guys don't care. Like I remember I was in a relationship with this guy and he was a producer and I would go to the studio and hang out with him. And like, as soon as he would leave the studio, like the guys, whoever were like in there rapping or whatever, they would like be trying to hit on me and like get my number like that. Like, I feel like guys kind of don't have that bro code where it's like, oh,
Someone said that's just the music industry.
That could be true, but that's happened even in other situations when it wasn't involved in the music industry. I was out with someone else and their colleague kind of was
I remember that.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't really see, like, some people, if they like are cool, like if they respect that, but I haven't experienced guys really expecting that, or even like going out on a date, like,
because
guys will kind of like say something
to you again. Remember that guy? He was like, he's actually really, really, really good friends with that person, and he wanted to take you out, and it wasn't on a level because you and that person wasn't speaking anymore.
Right.
So they're like, oh, I can jump in.
Let me slide in here.
Yeah.
Let's see what
maybe I'll do it better than that person.
Right. And I'm like, but you guys are like best friends,
Really,
right?
right, exactly. Does that make any sense? But
Yeah. So
guys
I
will be
mean,
guys.
that's what I've experienced, but what is he saying in the back? What's the studio audience saying?
Studio audience. What are you saying?
Well, guys are guys, but girls are girls.
Guys
A lot
are
of girls will still give your number though. You have a boyfriend and the guy will ask them, and they still give their number. Why?
that's some girls, but like a lot of if some guy asks me for my number and I have a boyfriend, I'm like, I have a boyfriend, and he's like, oh, you think I could get your number? Like, keep pushing, and I'm like, I literally have a boyfriend. He's not gonna like that. He was like, nah, he's not gonna mind. Like,
No, I feel like that does not work at all. Like when you
no.
say you have a boyfriend, like they'll tell you got friends. Like, no, I can't have friends. Or like unless the guy really likes you, then he'll be like, oh, okay, like, well, here's my number. I know like another guy that remember we went to that real estate uh, meetup thing, and he was saying that when he met his wife, she had a boyfriend, and
Oh yeah.
she was like, oh well, you could come and like hang out and like hang out with me and my friends or whatever. And he was like, no, I don't want to be your friend, but let me know when you and your boyfriend are like
Break up.
done. And
Yeah.
like he was serious because he was like, you're not married, how long you been with this guy? Da-da-da-da. Okay, well, if you want to stay there, fine, but let me
Right.
know when he's gone.
Because I'm a serious person.
And that same day she was like, here's my
Well,
number.
her mom, but I like the
And
fact that her mom
what
actually
was it?
pushed her.
3 weeks later they got engaged, and then 3 months
Yeah.
later they were married. So yeah,
I
it
mean,
could work like that, even if you know the person. It matters how you approach it, how serious you are. Are you just trying to hook up with the person, or are you
yeah.
really interested in this person? I
Right.
mean, because a relationship, especially if you're not married, a boyfriend is essentially that's nothing.
Yeah, a boyfriend is nothing because there's
So
no like real commitment. You know what I mean? So, because even when you're filling your taxes, they're not gonna have you check boyfriend. You still have to check single. So it's
yeah.
like it's still a single. Still, yeah, it's crazy.
Jay say all guys don't do that. That is true. Not all guys. Just the you know the creepy
All guys
ones.
don't do one. The creepy
They
one.
don't do try to approach women who's already have a significant other. King says, "What's up, King?" King says, "Let's roll. Been a while. I streamed your show due to my time here, but all good. I'm up this morning." Oh, where are you from? The morning? What you in London or something like that? Where are you from, King?
I know. What time is it right now?
Thank
It's
you
like,
for your supporting and coming in.
I know. Thank you.
Right. So you have any more thoughts on that?
Well, no, I have no more thoughts on that. I
So what do
said
you think? Should he approach it? Should he let's give a final decision?
he should approach it like go for your opportunity. I don't know. He wrote this a week ago. I mean, that's what it says. So I don't know what he did. So maybe he already did what he did without our consent. Excuse me. How dare you? No, I'm just kidding. Let
Did
us
I
know
get
if
my
you did.
consent, sir?
Did I consent this decision you made with this question you had on my page? But
Oh,
yeah,
King says I'm in Dubai. Okay. So shout out to the Middle East.
I don't
Okay.
know. Abu Dhabi.
Nice. It's Dubai, sis. It's Dubai.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So let's just get straight into it.
Right.
Compromise or leave.
Mm. Mm.
We were supposed to do this show last week.
Yeah.
Um, but you guys were really excited about this topic, and
Yeah.
sorry, I'm like trying to pull up my notes because I actually have notes today.
What? Look
Are
at
we
you.
doing
Check
good?
it
This is
out.
season 2. We got notes now. Like, come on. It
I
ain't a
mean,
straight
yeah.
freestyle. Mm-hmm.
We got new banners going on around our screen
Right.
with
You're in
diamonds on the
Vegas. We
side.
got 2
Okay.
screens.
2 screens. Check us out. I'm proud of
Do you
us.
have
We
your
had
notes? You can
nothing
start
wrong
it
about it.
if you have it in front of you right now.
Oh, excuse me? What'd you say?
I said if you have your notes, you can get started.
Okay. Anyways, so the first one that we got going on is who is more likely to compromise, men or women? And I'll let you go first as well.
Who is more likely to? Girl, I need to. Well, I might just.
You can wing it. You can go through from the dome.
No second chance.
No
I don't
second
know.
chance. Okay.
He said leave. That means you.
Oh, he said leave. You're not
That's
even
a leave.
compromising?
No second chance. Dang. It's either you get it right the first time with King and or you done. Who's more likely to compromise, men or women? I believe that women are more likely to compromise in romantic relationships when they're younger in age, and men are more likely to compromise in relationships maybe when they're older in age, because women, we have to be more practical more sooner than men, right? Because we have a biological clock, we have things that if we don't do at a certain time, it's not available to us anymore. So we have to be willing to compromise and be a little more open. Whereas though men kind of like, especially at a younger age, it's like, oh, this is what I want, this is what I don't like. They're kind of like all about a little more selfish. Whereas though when men are older, they're more looking, so like they're a little more caring, a little more compassionate, a little like they understand women a lot more. And like what they say with like studies, women become a little more masculine as they get older, and men get in touch with their feminine side when they get older. So we start to kind of switch roles in that. So that's why we always suggest men who, especially like guys, if you guys are single, maybe you want to date a younger woman than rather a woman your age. But I mean, what do you think, Kat?
Well, I think that's true. I think men, what you just said at the end, like men should date younger when they're older. And sometimes it works with both ages. I guess like it just really trickles down to the person, because someone older might look and
I mean, it goes to their energy, right? Because usually why older men date younger women is because she has a more positive outlook on life. She's not really jaded about like different relationships and stuff like that, because she is more likely, if he's dating the same age, going to have probably been through similar things than him, probably already married, or whatever it may be. Whereas though when she's younger, or even has a younger disposition about her, like she could be whatever age, but if she has like a young maiden type of energy, then that works out more better. Because like I said, like men become a little more feminine as they get older, and women become more masculine. So it's kind of like, I don't know. So
yeah, I was looking at my notes, and I basically had said the same thing about how women are biologically more mature than men, definitely at a younger age, because we see ourselves like having to take care of our families. Like sometimes, like even little girls, like they might have a little brother or a little sister to look after, like even like they have responsibility at a young age. And it's not because we were supposed to have that responsibility. It's like natural. You naturally want to take responsibility of something, and then that's why we grow up really fast. Especially when we were younger, you want to go to the clubs, you want to do all these things, and it's like you don't even want to wait your time. You want to go now. So that's just how women are. We've been always like in that momentum to just keep going.
Right. And so that's interesting that was kind of like how women were. And so on psychologytoday.com, they did like a similar study, and they were basically saying that that's how it was, like significantly, like in the percentages, that most likely that's how it was. But now, since women are working more and kind of look at relationships as more of an option rather than a necessity. Whereas though, you know, because back in the day, women kind of depended on men more so they were less likely to, like they were saying in the study, if women were more likely to marry a man who checked all the boxes, but she didn't love him, she would still marry him. Whereas though men, you know, even if the woman checked all the boxes, if he didn't love her, he wouldn't marry her. So now it's more like women are tending to be like, oh, like if I don't love you, I won't marry you, instead of being more practical, like how they were back in the days when they were.
If she doesn't make what? If she doesn't make,
sorry,
no. I get what you're saying. Someone just said that if she doesn't make what? How much? What did you say?
No, my numbers are different than everybody else.
Okay, these 50-50 relationships where women have to make a certain amount of money to be able to get into some men's calibers is interesting.
Well, that is, I mean, I didn't know what men judge women off of.
My friends want women to bring something to the table, all my friends.
Okay, so give me an example of what women need to put to the table.
Well, I don't know, it's different for every guy, but my friends are past the stage where they want women to, you know, add value, you know, financial value to, not just freeloaders.
So financial, like, explain.
You know, have a career, have their own, you know, job, you know, going on, not just, you know, not having anything happening really. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, of course. You don't want somebody.
I think people doing nothing. Yeah, I think like that's fine. I think that you should have something going for yourself, especially as a woman. I actually think that women are great entrepreneurs, and I think that women should always be like, you know, creating and doing something for herself and not just kind of sitting around waiting for the guy and seeing, you know, what's going on with his life. But I don't think that a man should be like, what do you do for a living? How much money you're making?
That's
like
the thing. Like, I don't like that.
Like
I don't
let me do what I do. You handle your masculinity.
Exactly.
And, like you do that role. I
can't stand that question. I can't stand that question. What do you do?
I feel like that's when it gets annoying for women. Yeah, I think that's when it gets annoying for women, because we kind of like, we're like, why do you care what I do? Because
you want my pockets or something?
What I'm attracted to you is part of the masculinity, right? That you bring, that traditional masculinity. And what I would bring to you would be that femininity, that balance. So what we would even compare each other on isn't even the same things. And if you do, like women who, you know, go for the 50-50 relationship, or even, you know, the 75-25 relationship where they're carrying most of the load, most of those women hold resentment to those men. They because women like to be, you know, cared for, taken care of, protected, provided for. These are like things that attract us to men because that's part of the masculinity, right? So when you have somebody who, you know, you got to work just as hard as them and do everything that they do, women can't do that. We gain resentment because women, if we do something for you, we're gonna remember that for the rest of our lives. It's like, remember when I did this? Oh no, that guy, he could do something for you. Forget that he did it. Won't even bring it up again. Women will always remember it. Yeah. Because we're not used to doing that. So that's the same thing. Like women have a harder time dealing with rejection because we don't put ourselves out there to get rejected.
Exactly.
So it's like men can handle it a little better because they are like most men kind of put themselves out there, and it's like, oh, what they see what happens. So I feel like that's where it kind of like messes up with those kind of relationships where it's like, it's idealistic, I guess, you know, like, oh yeah, I want her to be killing and doing it, but if she has a little too much control, she's gonna resent you for it. And that's just how women are. I mean, I've experienced it, and what do you think?
Yeah, I've experienced it as well, and it's not a pretty sight. And I feel like you said, men should have that masculine role. Women, you bring to the table the feminine role.
Your creativity, your ideas, the way you can
Right.
like make your home. I mean,
What's so
of
right?
course, have things going for yourself, but I feel like if she has the pressure to provide, she's gonna be miserable. I mean, remember we were watching like that documentary of what's her name? And she was like overworking herself, like working like her. She ended up in the hospital, and she's like, I just can't. And I was like, how many times have you like worked really, really hard, and then like had a real breakdown and like went through like a spell of depression? It's like women, like they think like we can do everything, but in reality, like our bodies aren't. We don't function like that. And so I think it's like a misconception society tries to put on women: be an independent woman, be a strong woman, and then forgetting like what we're really about and who we are and the emotions and the stuff we deal with on the inside that men have no idea about, that they can't experience, and that chemically it's like not healthy for us to be that way. We can't, like, yes, women could become CEOs and work 80 hours a week, but what woman really wants to do that? Like, doesn't she want a family? Doesn't she want like a home, a husband? Like, how are you gonna do that? How are you gonna run the world basically, and then go and be a great wife and mother?
Exactly.
And that's
those women usually aren't the best wives. That's why a lot of those men are out there paying for somebody to take care of business because their wife is too busy, and having.
And then the wife resents him for it, but then again, she can't.
She's the one that put her in that.
She did it, so it's kind of like, I think we try to get just super like progressive, but then forgetting about biology and forget about like our actual lives and like what's good for us, not what sounds good, what looks good on paper, but what's actually good for you, and how can you be happy? Because I mean, there's plenty of people who interview women, and if you watch any of those things, majority of women say they want to get married, they want a guy who can provide most of it because they want to either be a stay-at-home mom, or they want to like work but not be dependent on that income, but doing their own thing while they raise their children. So women naturally don't even want to be here and, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, we're like, we don't even choose careers that we get paid that much in. I mean, women mostly choose careers where it's dealing with people or, things like that. So it's like, we're not even, unless you're going to take a more masculine career and gonna, sacrifice your femininity for it. So,
Yeah. So men, stop asking women, what do they do? Actually, ask them, what are
your hobbies? What do you like to do?
How are you doing?
What are you creating?
Right.
Those are better questions for women because we can answer those.
Right.
And say what we do with passion instead of being like, oh yeah, I work in this office, I'm doing this. Like, she don't care about that.
Right.
But if you say, what are you passionate about? What do you like? She's gonna be like, oh, okay.
Oh, he actually cares about me. He actually wants to know who I am. I mean, people are not really asking those questions. They don't even know they play sports or anything like that unless they naturally bring it up themselves. They don't ask you.
Yeah.
They just so worried about what you do for a living. It's crazy.
Yeah, I stay away from guys who are too worried.
Oh yeah, if you ask me that question, I'm not even speaking to you.
Especially if you on it, like, what are you doing?
What do you do for a living?
Well, here is what I do. You could help me, like, with some referrals or something like that, I guess.
Right.
Like, but that's.
But I can tell you what I'm doing as we get to know each other. Obviously, you'll see what I'm doing. She's not like just doing nothing, but it's not a big deal. You can find out later on, but that shouldn't be the main thing you need to talk about.
So King says, love is about compromise and acceptance. It's the only way love can truly be unconditional. We all humans that will make mistakes and bad decisions, whether we mean it or not. Life just has too many variables to be right all the time. Super facts. That's real facts. But the interesting part of that is that people usually don't give people unconditional love. I mean, parents give unconditional love to their children, and but that's most likely where you'll find unconditional love in a parent child relationship. But in relationships, they come with conditions. Look at it. He just said, what kind of job she has, because
there's no conditional love.
What are these? There's always going to be conditions because people are just, you're not. The way divorce is set up, the way all that stuff is set up, if you don't meet that person's ideas of what they want, they're not going to sit there and try to work it out with you. They're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I tried enough. Bye.
And they don't
or
even
I'm not
try
trying at all.
Right. And that's the crazy thing. It's like in their mind, they feel like they've tried, they've done it all. But it's like, no. There's actually real steps. You ever seen people you dealt with, like, and then they like, I tried, and you're like, no, trying is this. Like, I'll tell you a few steps. Let's turn the page. Like, it's multiple steps that you could do of showing that you tried. But like, yeah. But people do try. And then there's men that actually really do try. So it's like, you have both sides.
I mean,
and that's where you can compromise with them. You don't need to leave that person because they actually did show effort. They actually did something. But when there's nothing but just like talk and no action, it's time to leave. Like, I'm not sitting here waiting for like you to continue to speak about something that's never going to happen. You know, there's no real compromising. There's just leaving.
Jay says, I'm trying that right now. Love unconditionally. Good luck, Jay. I really hope that it works out for you.
It's hard, especially when you're not related. Even when you're related to somebody, like you said, it only belongs to parent. Like, I can only treat my child with unconditional love. They could take my money. They can burn the house down and I have to pay for it. They can steal somebody's car, go to jail. I'm still sticking by their side. Oh, well, I would do it for you. It's not only parent, like maybe siblings, but not all siblings. Yeah. So that's why I said parents, but not all parents. I mean, unconditional love, it's a specific person, I guess it can happen to. You can, Jay, actually try it out. And I wish you best of luck.
I feel like it works if that person has that same idea as well. Like for me, like I always say, like when I get married, like, you gonna have to stick it out with me because I'm like, I'm a family person. So it's like, I stick by my family and I can pretty much compromise a lot. I don't like to. I negotiate rather than compromise. But if the person's worth it, I'll ride out with them. And that would be like unconditional love. But you would have to show me so much security so I don't feel stupid for doing that.
Because a woman's ego getting blown.
And women are, what studies show, women are more likely to initiate divorce, but that's because it's like, sometimes when you tell men things, they kind of just like, oh yeah, and just kind of like, let's just not talk about it and forget that it happened. Like, we'll rush upon it, but then let's just move on, right? And they don't really fix the issue. It's just kind of like, let's move on past it. Like, let's just not be mad at each other anymore. And it's kind of like, that's kind of what pushes women to be like, all right, this person doesn't care.
They're not compromising.
Right.
They won't even give it a shot. I had wrote that down in my notes somewhere. I had wrote that down, really. Like, you literally give them chance and a chance. Oh, I found it. Like, you literally are giving them multiple chances. And then here they go, not even holding your feelings because they don't even have no explanation. They don't even say nothing. It's gone. You have to be like, didn't I just ask him a question, or didn't I just ask her a question?
Right.
And
it's like, no, let's just forget about it and just have a good time. Let's have a good time.
Right. It's always a good time. That's the problem where we need to stop, ladies. Let's stop having good times and let's have happiness, because clearly men just only want to have fun, but not all of them.
I mean, everybody wants to have fun. I'm down for having fun. Let's have fun, but also, let's be happy. Like, you could, So do you think compromising is a strength or a weakness?
I had said compromising is a strength, but it's definitely a strength because you literally have to like be accepted that you're going to have to give up something as well, in the relationship, because you're like, okay, well, I'll be able to do this and you'll be able to do that. Like, even if you don't want to do that, but you're like, okay, well, I'll do that for you. That's compromising for somebody, even if they don't want to.
King says healthy compromise is not resentful. Kiara says, oh, hi, Kiara.
Oh, hi, Kiara. It's been a while. Hi,
Says,
sweetie.
depending on the situation, and then agreed. Yeah. I think, like, yes, like, compromising on your thoughts and ideas is a strength, but when you compromise on your values and integrity, it's a weakness. I feel like there are certain things that are open for compromising, but there are certain things is like, no, stand 10 toes down on what you believe in, and be on that, because there's like there's boundaries that has to be put up. And I think that's the thing with women, is like we kind of forget, not kind of, we get scared to kind of put up boundaries and be like, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, because we're afraid that men will reject us or find somebody else. Like, girl, he won't do that anyways, either or, whatever you're gonna say. But hi, Kiara says, hi ladies. Hey girl, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
So
and I,
go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, that's kind of like what it is like, are you compromising to the point where you don't have any boundaries, where it's open season on you, like whatever goes, like they think they could just skate right by with anything, and you kind of leave yourself like in a vulnerable state. But then there are times where it's like, that's healthy, like, okay, you do this, I'm gonna definitely, but I feel like that's more so negotiating than compromising. I feel like when you're compromising, you don't get anything out of it. You're just kind of teasing that person. When you negotiate, it's like, oh, okay, you can do
it. You're compromising it. It's like, I don't want to do this, but we can't do the coffin, like you tell people to be quiet and they're just like, people, like, you'll be in an audience, there's gonna have to be one person that has to cough, and you're like, you couldn't hold it.
No, that's facts. Every audience, one person has to cough and make noise when everybody's quiet. It's like the pastor's praying, sir. It's like, I remember we went to like a meditation circle thing. God. And then people will start moving and coughing. I'm like, I can't even concentrate.
That's why myself. It's not really like it's nice to do it. But I think it's in a meditation thing.
No.
Oh. Anyways, so
anyways, King says unhealthy compromise feels like a lot of subtraction, as if you are the only one giving up things and getting nothing or not much back. If this one-sided relationship continues, the lack of balance breeds resentment and anger, and in the end, the relationship may not survive. It never survives.
No,
it can't survive. And especially if it's the woman holding the resentment and anger.
Usually that's the person who's compromising when she doesn't want to do it. It's not the men. The men will never do what they don't want to do. They'll be done with that woman. They're like, I'm done with her because I can't do what I want to do with her. So she's not allowing me to. But the woman allows the man to do what he wants to do. They're always
You know why I think that we kind of do that too is because like we kind of think like it's kind of like, because of the ticking time bomb we have or whatever thing at that point in your age, you kind of thinking like I don't want to waste time with this person, so it's like I really like them, I want to be with them, so I'll do what I need to do. And like I even had women like that said like, I don't want to, she had a baby prior to the guy she was with, and then she had a baby with him, but the guy was like a really bad, like just not a good catch, not anything worth anything. And she was like, I've been with him for so long and I don't want to like go get with somebody else and have to give them a baby and just have like all the, and I was just like, what are you talking about, girl? Like is this what
that's
you're
the
thinking?
Problem.
And
so they
she's
rather
like
stay
thinking
with that
about optics and what it looks like and not realizing like you're in a bad situation. Like, this is the worst. Like, you're better off getting with another guy, marrying that guy before you give him another baby. Right. You already made that mistake twice. Right. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, this is kind of how women think. It's like, oh, if you are with the guy and you already had the baby with him, it's kind of like, oh, you just continue to compromise until you die and be unhappy and resentful. And yeah.
Well, with that, I feel like definitely women who have that mindset, like, oh, I have to stay with him because I already have a baby with him. This is my second child from, somebody else. I don't want multiple kids. They got to see it as, okay, my next person is going to be my husband, and I'm going to make sure I stay with him for the rest of my life. And it's not like, oh, I'm going to have a baby by multiple. Why does it always have to be a baby? Like, a baby is not going to solidify a home for that child. It's like, at the end of the day,
why are we giving men babies who don't even want deserve a baby?
These men don't even want these.
Why would you even give your body to a man? Because technically, like I was saying the other day, when I was saying the other day, it's just like, women, we don't activate our own egg. That man gave you that baby. He activated that egg. You created it. Yes, you did. You put it back together. You gave it life. You did all of that. But that was not going to happen if he didn't activate that egg. Let me tell you, letting a guy activate that egg that is not committed to you, is not going to be there for you or the kid, like, even legally, like, like, you can have a baby all day, but legally he doesn't have to do anything.
Oh my God, but speaking about babies,
but you just went and gave your whole body to him. You just destroyed your whole inside. You literally, like, made a whole human being for this person. And like that's why I think, like, people, like, especially now, they try to, like, downplay that role in women, and that's why they kind of, like, say, oh, anybody could be a woman, as if that having hair and boobs is like being a woman. And it's like, we go through so much. Like, our bodies is like magic. Okay, we're walking like miracles, what we can do. And like, it's downplayed, and women just continue to give these men their babies and giving up their bodies and giving up all of this and go through, like, I mean, I never had a child, but you did, like, going through postpartum, going through all of this for a guy who's like nothing. Like, what?
A bunch of nothing. So yeah, so I had went to Target this week, and there was this lady, this young girl, she had 3 kids, but I thought one was belonging to the other person that was rolling the stroller. And then I overheard her talking and was like, somebody was like, oh, sorry, like, I'm in your way, like, to the one that had the stroller in the front. And then she was like, oh, these are not my kids, this is her kids. And then she was like, yeah, I should get some more so I can get more government money, because the government's giving us this amount of money because of the stimulus. And I looked at her like, did you just really say that you're going to create more children in this world just to get some stimulus money?
It is ghetto.
That's going to support you and your child for the rest of their life. First of all, when they have this money, are they actually sitting down with their children, telling them how they can invest in the money? No, they don't even give this money to their children.
That's what she said. She's not saying, because they know nothing that the government's going to give you is going to be enough to raise a kid. We all know that. The government, I mean, that little $2,000 a month ain't got, who's that going to help? Nobody.
Right.
Nothing costs like that less of raising a child. Like, kids are expensive. I don't even have kids. This is
why there's so many kids like coming
you
out
or anybody. I'm like,
year.
Kids are like hella expensive. The government, so you're going to go and have an expensive child just so you can have minimum.
It's more than expensive. Like, this is a human being. They need to be like nurtured and cared for. Like, the way that even the parent, like, her saying that, the way she was like not really like paying attention to her kid because they kept throwing the thing, and she grabbed one of them and was like, I'm gonna F you up, like, don't embarrass me here.
Right.
And I was like,
because she didn't have kids because she wanted kids.
She wanted kids because she wanted She wanted tax money.
assistance.
She probably worked a little bit and she knew that she was going to get her additional money. And
Right.
like, she just thinks that having a kid is like, you know, getting her money. Like, she's prostituting her kids for this little
So King
stimulus
says,
check.
why? So King says, but why do ladies cheat? So there's that.
They cheat. Let me tell you why they cheat. First of all, women love very easily. Like, they can fall in love with a man, especially if he's doing right. He's checking all the boxes that she wants. As soon as he's done checking any boxes, they're moving on. They're like, okay, well, there's other men that will actually take me seriously, because women want to have a family, and some women may not want it at the time, but eventually in life, that is every woman's goal, to, you know, be happily married, or, you know,
I mean, but why do they cheat though?
They cheat because the person that they're dealing with isn't checking all the boxes. Like,
sometimes I feel like it's too, that could happen.
And also, let me give my second opinion. My second opinion is that the person that they are cheating on with, they chose so soon in their first relationship that this person is such a catch that they're not going to miss this opportunity. And that would be another reason. Or the person is very flirty and they're actually attracted to them and their person isn't cutting it. So that's what I think.
I think that could be the case as well. But I also think it's kind of like she just doesn't know what she wants yet. And she's kind of like, it's kind of the same thing like men at the end of the day, where it's kind of like, oh, I'm playing, you know? So it's kind of like, could be harmless cheating. It could be like, it's always going to be like some type of emotional connection, because again, women, we want to connect on that level. But I mean, you could be in a happy relationship and people checking all the boxes, but this attention over here is exciting. And
yeah,
you're just like, okay, let me see let me flex. Let me see if I could, you know, what I could do, what I could get away with. Women like that too. I mean, we like to see, unfortunately, men fight over us. We like to see, you know, that we're attractive and wanted. So it could go either way. It could either be she's neglected or she just wants to flex and you know, have her cake and eat it too. Because I mean, women are constantly being approached. Women are constantly being like, you know, asked for and stuff. So sometimes it's kind of like, you know, I want to see what's going on here. So yeah, it's kind of like guys. Kiara says some cheat to fill a void. Yeah, I definitely think it's like a void of like, it's kind of like, I would say that's the void where it's, you just want attention. You just want like more. It's like
than what you're receiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah. So, but definitely they do.
Women do the same thing men do. So
as you can see, women are just cheating thing. Because I mean, we're seeing people all the time. I mean, you know, you're constantly being that person. And also, if the girl's cheating, I mean, she's probably not even ready for a relationship. And the reality is like, she's not a committed person yet. So it's like, and I say yet because eventually she'll get there, but like, it's most likely like she doesn't know what she wants and she's just not committed yet, and she committed to something that she's not even 100% sure about. So that'll be yeah. Okay, so when is the right time to leave a relationship?
Now? No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Because you asked that question, so you need to leave now. Should I leave
Make sure you guys are liking while you guys are in here. We really appreciate, you know, a simple like, you know, a simple donation, you know, that'll be nice. A simple, you know, just show some love. You can send $1. You can, you know, just like, subscribe, share it. We like all of those type of donations, guys. So thank you for all of you who do that. And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate when they do that and support the channel. I love that there's so much more people like who weren't even aware of the show, and they're able to like tune in and comment. So thank you for everybody who's here today. This is exciting. So so definitely, if you have to ask the question, when's the right time to leave? For me, I feel like if you are even asking that question, it's time to go. And yeah, and what I said, when you're not getting what you want out of the person, when you no longer have respect for them as a human being, that's when you leave.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think people forget, like, and when that person doesn't have respect for you, I think we
Right.
kind of forget, like, oh, does this person even respect me? Like that'll be like that'll be it for me. King says, Issa, you looking good and hot today. Ooh, okay. I love what I'm seeing. Back to the topic: who cheats most in relationships? Well,
I
thank
would
you,
say,
King.
I
I'm
know.
looking good and hot. I do look hot though, because
Yeah,
I
you
kind of
do
got a
look hot.
tan
Hot girl summer.
and I look sweaty. So sorry
No,
about that.
you look glowy. I love your look. I love your, is that a dress?
Yeah, it's a nice little dress that I just got tailored.
Oh,
So
looks really good.
thank you.
It's fitting really beautiful.
Gracias, Manita.
Yeah. So
Um,
what was his question?
he
Who cheats
said,
more,
"Who
men or
cheats
women?
most in relationship?"
Both.
Yeah. I mean now people are more open to open relationships. So
That's what I was
if
gonna
they
say.
want to
Yeah.
cheat, you can basically,
You can bring
ask
her
a
home.
girl,
Yeah.
especially if a guy, if he got enough play and you know where this girl's head is at, you can kind of just bring another girl in or be like, hey, I want an open relationship. And these women will sit there and compromise. So
Oh yeah, they'd be like, okay, fine, we can have an open relationship.
not
And
me
it's
though.
like, me
But y'all
either.
do that.
I don't
Like,
do that. I
not
don't
me,
know.
so don't
I
try
just
it,
feel like
nobody.
I just
Because
feel
I am
like
not the one.
I feel like those open relationships and all that stuff, like, yeah, you can do all that stuff, but there's a time when you want to just be serious. And I'm at that point in my life. Like, I don't need extra people. I don't need to be mad at so many people. Like, I'm going to deal with
Right.
you and you only type of thing. And if
And
there's
some
more
people
people
say
added,
like,
it's,
oh, it's you're not insecure, or if you do an open relationship, it shows how secure you are and stuff like that. I was like, that's
but they're
an
usually
excuse
not
a
the
man
ones,
told you.
right?
That is not.
That,
You're more insecure to me if you open
yeah.
up your relationship. You're more insecure if you open up, and if you're a woman and you like, if it's, you get to date other men and that's what down, then you just ran game and you got what you wanted, or like you like women really, and I don't know, so it could be that
I mean,
situation.
yeah, that would
But
be
the
fine.
ones
Yeah.
who compromise and be like, oh well, he wanted a threesome, so I did it for girl. Who's that man? Is that your husband? Is that like, who's that
No.
man that he deserved a threesome? Like, what did he do? Like,
What
no.
did he do? Did he do something? Did he, like,
Yeah, and
these
I feel
men
like that's
they don't even have to do
insecure
anything.
to do that. I feel
Yeah.
like it's insecure to do that because
Yeah.
you're basically like, well, I don't want you to leave, so I'm gonna do what you say. And I'm like,
That's the
why?
problem.
I just
That's
know
the
for me
problem.
that it won't work. Because
That's,
I'm not one to see a guy that I'm interested doing anything with another woman. That's
yeah.
just not gonna, that's not, it's not ever gonna work. And
I
it's
just
nothing to do
feel,
with me being insecure. It's because I'm attracted to him. Why would I want to see him? I'm not attracted to women. So I can say women are beautiful, but I don't want to see another woman with my guy. Like, that would be, no, it's not gonna happen.
yeah, and the crazy part that I'm trying to explain, you love to chat on top of people.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, what I was trying to explain is that women who do that, not like they're bisexual or anything like that, they're actually really compromising the things that they don't want, what we said before, just to please the man. And then they see after doing that, they're not even with the guy no more.
Right.
It's like, hey, I had
Period.
to, well, I mean,
Most of the time they end up not with the guy.
right, later on in life, as they
So,
think that it's going to last forever. Why wait so long? Just cut it now.
right.
Go ahead. What did Kiara say?
Kiara says, "What's the point if that's the case? Stay single. Relationships aren't meant
Right.
to be open." Exactly. it's like so weird. Just like have a casual thing then. It's like you're opening up your relationship because you think like it's gonna save the relationship, but you just opened it up. Like
it's not gonna save
because guess
nothing.
what? And what I learned in LA especially is you open that relationship up to the wrong girl, she'll slide right up in there and take your man and you won't even know.
And take you out.
And take you out and it's that fast. And it's that fast.
And then guess what he's doing? He's marrying that lady.
It doesn't even have to be her plan. It could be his plan. His plan is like, yo, I smashed that. I already thought this girl was hot. Like, and she's down. Like, I'm trying to see what's up with this. And that happens like a lot. So I feel like that kind of puts you in a situation where it's like you think you opening it up, but in actuality, you just ended the relationship rather than opened it. For sure. Exactly. Right. And I mean, especially because I've experienced it. I mean, I've been out with like with a friend and she was out with it was her boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend or something like that. And we were like all hanging out and stuff like that. But he didn't live here. He was like from New York. And so I guess he was moving here. And when he got here, he moved here. I didn't know how he got my number. He like hit me up. He's like, I live in LA now. I'm like, at that time I was in West Hollywood and he lived in like Beverly Hills at that time. And then he's like, oh, like I live right here. You should come hang out and stuff like that. And I was like, why would I want to hang out with you? I literally just had like, aren't you with my friend? And it was like, well, I'm trying to see what's up with you. So yeah, that's kind of like, and she was that kind of girl that was like open relationship, like, oh, like you want to like one of those, you know, that LA, you want to travel with us type of situation. Oh, yeah. It's like, let's party together. And it's like, she was one of those girls. And it was like, he was oh, I'm trying to talk to you. What's up? And I wasn't down like that. So he already knew like the kind of person I was, because I wasn't like in that vibe with them. But he was still like, oh, like, what's up? Like, and so that's why I say like, stand your ground. Like if you don't do stuff like that, especially women, like don't do it. That's not going to make him leave you or not. Like, no, it's not. Just have boundaries and don't give up like some of your power just so this guy can like have a good time while you sit there and like, you know,
be miserable and have and die over his stupidity.
King says, Kiara, you are suspect. Kiara's cool, King. She's cool. And she's right.
Right.
So, yeah.
Don't start drama.
It really is. It really is a point where it's like, what's the whole point of opening it up? Because I'm telling you now, you open it up to the wrong girl. That ain't your man no more. That ain't your man. And now he have a whole relationship with her and he don't even do that stuff no more.
That's what I'm saying. He's actually married to this lady. He's actually
it's like, stop. So y'all actually worked out?
Yeah, like, he doesn't have an open relationship anymore.
Right.
He found his soulmate.
Right. And I mean, Sinai, she was making me watch Why Women Kill, and I couldn't even sit through like the first season. And the melanated woman on it, she got on my nerves so bad because she was like in an open relationship. I guess she was really into women, but like everything she did was like annoying to me because it was like so pick me and so like I'm doing all this. And she was a successful lawyer and she was with a writer and she was more successful than him, that bringing to the table like we were talking about earlier. But then she held a lot of resentment towards him and kind of held that over his head because women can't be more successful than men and not hold it over his head. It's just impossible. That's not how women function. And so she ended up bringing this woman into her life. The woman started cooking better than her, cleaning better than her, you know, hooking up with the guy better than her, having a deeper conversation better than her. He wanted to leave his wife for the other lady. Like, I'm trying to get with her. And the whole time she's like mad, saying like, but I did this for you. I paid the bills. I did this. I did that. And it's like, that doesn't mean anything because you let this woman into your relationship knowing that she was more feminine than you.
Exactly.
And so obviously, who wins mostly? The more masculine woman or the feminine woman in a relationship? Feminine women.
I was supposed to say the masculine, the more feminine woman, obviously, because a man loves a woman who can cook. I think, like, he doesn't want to keep
Everybody
ordering
like anybody
food.
who can cook, girl. I
Exactly,
like
like they want to know that we're able to survive. Like, say if the lights went off or whatever, we're able to survive with you. You already got all the stuff that we need in the house, taken care of. So yeah. Anyways, what did
King says, I wish you have a feature to do a call, join the conversation, so we can do a video call. I'm in love with the show. Dude, I got you. You ready now? Because I'm going to send the link in the bio. You ready? I'm about to send it in. What you got to say? Do you want to do, we're an hour in.
Yeah, I could do like 5-minute talk. That's all.
Okay, so maybe we should hold it off for next week, or what do you think? Because you probably got to go to dinner, and I don't want to keep holding you.
Just have him call in. Like, hurry up. Not hurry up. But it's in the bio, so.
Kiara says, no, sir. Kiara says, proud of you, ladies. Oh, thanks, girl. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in and
I know. And supporting us. We appreciate that.
Okay, so King or Jay, if Jay you're still in here, the link is in the chat. So if you guys want to come in, Kat got 5 more minutes for us. So.
Even Kiara, she can come in too. Whoever.
Anybody who wants to come in and say their piece on the topic, y'all are free. Yeah. So, we didn't get we didn't get through everything.
It's okay.
Okay. Wait. Let's say that are agreeable people more likely to lose in love? If we're talking about the agreeables and the disagreeables.
Not necessarily, because if your other partner is also agreeable, then it might just work out. So I think it's fine. But then also it could be a problem. You just never know.
I feel like Kiara says, absolutely, I'll be tuning in. Thank you, Kiara. I feel like you always have to be, not always, but you got to be disagreeable.
Yeah.
Because you get what you want. And I realized this, like, in business and stuff, like, you get what you want when you're disagreeable. You get what you want when you just don't take anything. When you know, like, this is a no for me, or this is a yes for me. In relationships, like, women who's like, this is what I want, they get what they want. And because the people who don't want that, they don't even waste time with them, because it's like, and the people who can provide what they want, they step up to the plate, and then they like that person knows what they want. So if you're too agreeable, you give up that power that you have as an individual, because people like that. People like confidence. People like people who stand up to you. Like, in my business, I've been doing like a lot of more cold calling. And I realized, like, people respect that because it's kind of hard to do. And so when you kind of put yourself in that confident, and you're in your ego, and you're like, you know what you want, it's more respected than, not doing that, when you're more agreeable and more timid. So that's why it's kind of like women tend to, get the bad hand. Like, if we're getting sold something, we get charged more, we get played and finessed. Women usually get finessed. In her life, we gonna get finessed because we're more agreeable, right? We don't kind of question things. We kind of take what they say, even though they're playing us. I mean, how many times did you get finessed growing up?
A handful.
Right, because you were agreeable and you're nice and stuff like that, whereas the men are less agreeable. And they're like less likely to get finessed. Like, they're like,
that's
I'm
why
not
they
gonna
make
pay that.
more money than women, because women are more agreeable to say, "Oh, I'm okay with that."
Okay, I'll take that job.
Yeah, a man is like, "Not with my finances. No, I put my finances together.
This is not gonna work."
Yeah, you're gonna have to make it this month, or we can't do this.
Here's my counter offer. I mean, with you, like, you would tell me, like, how many people, like, with master degrees, and when you were
will accept just the minimum, and because they were agreeable. And it's like and then you have people who are just like disagreeable, like you said, and they're like, I want this amount of money. And guess what happens? Majority of the time, they're able to get what they want. And if it's not going to be from that career, like that place that they applied to, or that business venture, or that company that they wanted to, or anything, they're going to find it somewhere. Because that's why you never should give up. It's like, if someone says no, like someone's going to go say yes. Like, I'm not going to wait, give up on my yeses. So yeah.
Kiara says it's essential to have a backbone, and that's in every aspect of life, period. And the people who are disagreeable, even the Karens, the reason why they could be Karens is because they got their way from being disagreeable. I think Jordan Peterson goes into it even more deeper, so you guys can look into his work where he talks more about agreeables and disagreeables. But I think part of that is like realizing that. Oh, we have Jay. Hello, Jay.
Hey.
We can't see your Cat's like, I gotta go, but we want to hear what's up with you, Jay.
Let's hear it. Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
Good.
So
how are you?
Story. What's going on? How'd
everything? How'd the advice work out?
I'm having some trouble.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me clear?
We don't got much time. She got a reservation she got to get to. So.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I'm having troubles hearing y'all. So y'all, what did y'all ask me? I'm sorry. Ask the question again.
So the last time we spoke, you were telling us about the woman that you were dating, and that you were kind of like not sure on if she wanted to continue the relationship because you kind of felt like kind of weird, and then we kind of gave you advice on that. So how'd that work out? Because we told you to check back in with us.
Yeah. We doing good. Yeah, I'll put enough information out there where I'm not spilling all the beans. She basically she was playing hard to get and seeing what I'm doing. And
wait, I can't hear you.
Yeah, don't put your hands over your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said basically she was playing hard to get, and she was trying to see where I was coming from.
Did we say that? Kind of like she just
y'all said that.
Yeah,
said
that. She wants to know how far you going to, show your true colors. So I'm happy that you didn't give up on her. So
we she pretty much once I crossed that realm and she saw that I was a little bit more serious, then she was willing to go the extra mile too. So
So you guys negotiated about the travel situation? Because I know that you said that she likes to travel a lot. I have a good memory. Okay. Mm-hmm. She likes to travel a lot. And then your problem was Yeah. So and your problem was your problem was what your problem was.
Yeah. I don't think that was an actual, problem with her.
Hello? Okay, it looks like we are losing connection.
Jay,
hello.
Going once, going twice. So, to the man in the back. We hear like you trying to make your audio better. Is that you doing that?
Yeah.
I'm going to kick you out and you can come back in.
Yeah. Where's King?
Come back in, Jay. I'm going to kick you out and then just come back in.
Write that on the message board. The AC is on and it's so cold, like freezing. And I want to turn it off, but I don't know where the remote is.
Um. Okay, here he is.
What about now?
Okay,
Hello.
we can see you. We just can't hear you
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, I
y'all
can.
can't
I
hear
can
me
hear
Okay.
you.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, all right. Like I was saying, the actual travel thing wasn't an issue with her. I think she was just overall like not sure if I was, real or not about
Okay.
So
me being.
and your children, it wasn't an issue with her either, right?
No, it wasn't as much as so I thought it was. So,
Mm-hmm.
but the whole vibe was better because remember the whole thing that I was doing for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
When that happened, she was like, "Oh, he for real."
Yeah.
And so,
Okay.
it's a much better vibe now. Things are much better now. Things are looking up, so to speak.
That's good.
That's good. So you guys are playing golf and hanging out and doing what you like to do.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Nice.
And
That's awesome. I'm
So
happy that it worked out.
in that
me too.
situation, do you feel like you compromised
What in this
Well,
anything?
case?
I don't think I compromised because I was already showing, my true commitment to myself was to show who I am to her. And
Right.
so that was no bending. So it was something that I was already going to do. But once she
Right.
saw that I was serious, she pretty much just opened the door, so to speak.
Right. Right. Because that's what women do. Once we
Mhm.
figure out and see that, oh, you actually do like me, and I don't have to play like,
Yeah.
I'm not interested, and I can
Mhm.
actually be interested and show you that. Because,
Yeah.
we can't let our emotions out there without, some people saying, oh, she's clingy, she's too much, and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
So
So
sometimes,
Right.
yeah, that cut us
we wait
off.
for the guy to show, like, that type of interest where it's like, okay, you're free to
Yeah.
show him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Once she saw that, then it was like, okay, it's all
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
Perfect. Well, I'm happy that worked out for you.
Yeah,
Do
me
you have
too.
any questions on anything else like that's going on?
No, no, nah, it's I'm just taking it day by day, see what's
Okay.
going on with her, and
What
you
kind of
know,
text message you sending her now?
what kind of text. Well,
He
I
got the
did,
love letters ready.
Yeah, that's
I,
what I'm
I
saying.
stuck,
I'm like, are you
I
still
stuck
passing
with
out
the,
those love letters?
I stuck with the hundred reasons why, because I'm like still on day, I like on day 38 now or something like that.
Oh
Oh,
wow, you
that's
guys
so
been
So,
dating for
nice.
38 days. That's
so I'm
cool.
still like, no, we've been dating for longer than that, but
Longer than that.
Oh,
it's just that I've shown her like the 100 reasons. I started that like I don't know. I can't remember what day I started it, but I started it like well after we started dating, and so
Right.
I'm like on day 38, and
Nice.
she responded to one of them, so I'm like I know she was taking it in, so it's
okay.
cool
So
to know
she,
she's
so
taking
so
it in.
you haven't been hearing a response on some of them.
No, she responded on some of them, but
Okay.
like she's already had like
But not
not
every
every day,
day saying,
not
"Wow,
every day,
this is."
yeah,
I mean, she
yeah,
doesn't need to respond every day. That's just like a affirmation, a confirming
Yeah.
thing to hear. I think that's
yeah,
beautiful. I love it.
I thought that was cute too. It's different. I mean, it's showing that you care.
Yeah.
When men make that step of doing something different, because a lot of women haven't received that. Like they don't got no man sending them 100 love
Reasons why they like
letters.
him.
Yeah.
and
That doesn't happen.
I kind of got that idea off of I don't know if it was a Christian story I read or a movie I saw, but like his wife said his wife came to him with a divorce. Like she said, I'm divorcing you. And then he took like 30 days or something. He said he was going to do something each day for 30 days. And then he was going to try it over and over again until it worked. And I
Hmm.
was like, okay, that's cool. I said, well, what if I put a different spin on it and just say, okay, I'm going to give you 100 reasons why you should be with
Right.
me. and I'm gonna give you each reason each day. But it had none of those reasons had anything to do with me. It was all about her strengths and about her character and about things that she
Take
quote
some
That's
unquote,
notes,
so cute.
guys. This is the
you
game.
know.
This is the game right
So
here. Take
That's how
some
you
so
notes.
roll
yeah.
these women
So
in, I
and you
guess.
know it's funny because like she made a comment every now and then about it, which to let me know that she was soaking it in and she was reading it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just I'm just trying to stay consistent with it. I got to do one more tonight, and so I do it like every night at midnight, so she'll wake up the next day seeing it.
Oh,
Well, that's
I
really
love
nice.
how serious. Like, okay, so you really want to like be with this woman, like marry this woman? Like, what are you thinking? What do
Well,
you want?
she is marriage material. From what I know thus far,
Mm-hmm.
and like we had a conversation once, and I told her, I said I got one last relationship in me, and I said when I do get into that relationship serious, I'm trying to make it go for the long haul. I'm not trying to go 8 years and then out. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to make the thing last.
How long
So
was your last marriage?
8 years.
Oh, okay.
That's why he said 8 years. Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
And what did she say when you said that?
Yeah.
she thought it was cool. She didn't elaborate too much on it, but you saw the wheels turning,
Yeah.
and so you know,
Is
we'll
she an
see.
older woman or is she younger? I
No,
forgot what you told
she's
us.
younger. She's
Oh,
younger,
oh,
42.
she's young. Okay, she's younger than you, 42.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
good.
great.
And
Yeah.
so, how long have you guys been dating?
Ah, shoot. You know, made me put a timeline on this thing.
He was like, "How many people know my business? I was just talking to so and so last week." No, I'm just kidding.
Well, time is ticking. If you saying she's marriage material, I mean, by the 2022, she better have a ring on her finger. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
It's been a couple of months. It's been a couple of months now. But like I said, everything is going day by day, and
Right.
but
He's doing
you
it
can really
different.
you can tell when you're running the woman. It's like, okay, is she worth this? Making this long haul, or is she's just gonna be somebody that's fly by night? You can tell,
Right.
and she got her personality is there. Her she brings all the things uh that women would want that a man would want a woman to bring to the table, as far as a
And
And what
what's that?
exactly is
personality.
that?
Yeah, what is that?
Because
Because
we have
somebody
a
said money,
different.
and what is that? What are they bringing to the table for you?
Well, it's basic. I'm simple. So what I look for a woman to have is common courtesy, uh, being able to nurture, being able to be supportive, being able to uh, just have good morals. Nothing materialistic about her, nothing financial about her, but at the same time, just knowing how to support a man and how to be a part of being a part of a relationship. So
Yeah.
and it's strange because what chiming off of what y'all were saying earlier about asking what does she do, and I know what she does as a living for a living, and we talked about her job several times,
Mhm.
but it just came up in conversation. It was
Right.
Yeah,
never,
not you
hey,
just like asking her
hey,
first
what
back.
do you do?
Yeah.
You know, and
Even
actually,
when they try to
too,
say it nicely, may I ask, what do you
right,
do? Like, don't even ask. Go
right.
ahead.
And and truth be told, what her career
Ask me later.
she
Ask me later.
It
You
has
don't.
nothing to do with money. They just want to know about you and what you're
But
doing.
there's other things that you can ask if you want to know
You
about
can't
somebody.
be arguing with the studio
What's more
audience
important
when
than
we
knowing
got
Screaming
some.
at somebody else.
what's more important than
Audience, we don't need you.
so so so
knowing
just saying she
so on and then that's crazy.
Okay,
it's
so someone. Sorry,
so it's
Jay. You can say
right.
your part too. Someone just said that we're off base on the conversation of men asking women, what do they do for a living?
Because it tells you what they spend their time with, what they're passionate about, what they want to do in life, what their
But should
dreams
that
are.
that's fine. But should that be the first thing
But
you
her
ask
job
somebody?
is not what she's
But it's something
passionate
you talk
about most
about
of
on
the
the
time,
first date.
unless
Yeah,
she's
but in
doing
person,
something that
right?
she is passionate about.
Well, her passion that she has now is totally different from what she does. So,
Exactly. That's
and
what we were just saying. Women
yeah, I
usually
know
their
that.
job isn't like something that's like their real jobs aren't really like something that's
But
like
here you need to know what they're doing so you can relate to
you
them,
I
talk
can.
agree.
to
We're
them.
not saying that
Yeah.
we're not saying that's
How can I date you if I don't know what you do every
I
day?
think that okay, but you're not getting the point. You want to start trouble, but we agree with what you're saying. But we're saying that you don't have to ask that the first time you meet them. Like you don't even know look their names yet. Like
Well, no,
say if
on
you're
your
online
first
dating
date, on a
and
first date, that's going to come up. Well, you're going to ask
that's
me what do I
fine.
do. I'm going to ask you what you do.
But
That's natural,
right,
mature conversation.
you
I
can do.
don't. That's
Go
not
ahead.
every situation. I agree with them. That's probably like an icebreaker. But with me and her, we didn't
Mhm.
ask. It came through conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then when I
They
Exactly.
put
talk
two
about
and two
other
together,
He
things.
wants to.
yeah,
Yeah, we're not saying it's not going to
I
come out,
think
but don't
women are more
ask
likely to
off the
ask men
bat.
what they do, because with men it's kind of like that's a thing, like a man, like that's part of his attraction, like what do you do, what do you know, that's something
right.
for a
And
woman to like get interested
she
as
has never
well.
asked what I did, but it always came out in
Oh, I
conversation.
would
Well,
ask
men
you this.
usually tell you what they do. You don't
Yeah,
Right.
because they're
even
proud.
really ask them. They'll be like, so I do this and I'm this and
Because they're
I,
proud of what they do.
yeah.
Right.
Women
Right.
usually, I'm proud of what I do. I wouldn't mind saying what I do, but I'm just saying, like other women who have regular, simple jobs, they don't need you asking them what they're doing and they work security. Like, I don't want to tell
Or
you.
they're like working at a
Yeah,
retail store as a
exactly.
receptionist or something like regular. That's not their
A
passion.
receptionist, she might say she's
What's it going
doing
to be
something.
regular?
Yeah, but she's not
Regardless,
gonna
they're
like
going to be
really
doing
talk
some
about
You're
her
important
you're
work.
career.
but you're not understanding.
I
He's
feel like
interrupting. He doesn't
when
get
it's
it.
a
They're gonna
passion,
be
like if
doing
she has
incredible
her
things.
own
Like,
business.
out there to
Hold
do
on,
it
hold
like
on.
their
I feel like
assistant
if
or
she
like
has her own
meaningless job.
business, she
Those are
has
not
passion.
That's
meaningless.
why they're
She's
stuck
into.
there because you
Can
guys
I say
think
what I'm saying?
that way.
Okay. Now
I
women
feel
are
like
stuck at these
I
positions.
feel like if she has a passion, if she has a business that's
Yeah.
in that passion, she's most likely gonna talk about that. Like
Yeah.
with me, like I have a passion in like I have a business that's one thing, and then I have a passion that I'm working on to
Right.
make it something bigger than what my other source of income is. If you
Mhm.
ask me about one part of my life, it's like, oh, I do this, and yeah, I can get
Mhm.
in detail about that. But if you ask me about like my fashion and like what I want to really do, my passion, I can
Mhm.
go in and like
Mhm.
tell you why I feel that. It will be like you'll see the woman start to shine and talk
Mhm.
about like it and glow about it, rather than
Mhm.
like, oh, what do you do for a living? It's kind of like I do
I
what
agree.
everybody else does. Like
At
it's
work.
kind of like
Mhm.
an easier way to see what she's passionate about, to ask her, what are you passionate about? What's your hobbies? What do you like to do? Rather than saying, what do you do for a living? Now, if she's pretty bland and she don't got much like creative wise going on, and she just, has only her job and she goes home and think maybe that's all she wants to talk about, right?
Mhm.
Or maybe she loves her job. Maybe she, loves what she does and can go hours and hours in talking about it. But I think that it's most likely not the case. So I think it's more easier to just ask a woman. You can find out if she's doing nothing with her life. Just asking her, what do you like to do? Or what did you do today? Or,
Hmm.
you'll figure it out, rather
Right.
than just outwardly saying, because I'm just saying women don't like it. I'm a woman, she's a woman,
Yeah.
there's other women that have said it in the chat before, and women that I know, we're kind of like, what do I do for, like, what, like,
It's
no.
just not like it's not
I
the
don't know.
ideal question to ask a woman. That's the thing.
It
Like
is
I'm
for the
gonna,
women I hang out with. It is.
but
If
I
they
think
want to talk about
of
what they
course
do.
because they're networking. Okay, this is a different. I want to say
That's
this. So
different.
like
Oh, if I'm
that's what I want to
networking and
say.
I'm
That's
in
what I'm
that
saying.
vibe,
I want
yes,
to
but
say
if
this
I'm
one point
interested
and
in
I'm
you,
done with it.
Shit.
I'm done with it and I'm gonna
Depends
say
what
my
kind of
thing.
caliber of woman you're hanging out with. I mean,
It has nothing to do with anybody's career when I'm saying that women don't want to, like, of course you're going to know what a woman does, you're going to get to that point, but I'm speaking about the first time you meet them. First time, not the second time, not the fifth time, not the sixth time, unless you're meeting them in person. I'm talking, okay, we'll say online or mainly online or even on the
even
internet.
in person.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends.
But it
on
depends
how,
because
and it depends on the guy. Some guys
Exactly.
like they have to rely on that small talk of this couple of things to say,
Yeah.
and then some other people just naturally go, and you're sitting there talking about random things. Like I don't plan out what I'm gonna say, right? But I can sit there and have a deep conversation with somebody and not even know where they work or not. Like I don't know anything else, but I know
You
like
forgot
a
to
part
even
of your
ask that
life
question
because our
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I was talking to this person. They told me they had a kid, and I was like, oh yeah, that's great. And then the next day, I have to ask them, what's the name of your child? Like, I didn't even get the name because we were so deeper in a different conversation. So I think that's kind of like how it is.
Yeah.
If it's more planned out, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, let me just ask these questions because it's just like icebreaker, like Jay said. I think that's the case, but I think in usual, like as you're going, you don't ask those questions. You kind of just feel the person out. I mean, when you hang out with girls, do you even like? Because women, when we naturally talk to each other, we don't even ask what the other girl does.
No, honey, you're not understanding. If first, no, you don't, because you're not.
Okay,
you're
sorry,
taking
Jay.
it on another level. Sorry, Jay, because I mean it's a sensitive topic. Like, of course, he's not the only one that may feel like that, but they're not understanding where I'm saying that this conversation. We've been to multiple networks group. Of course, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I want you to know about it because I want somebody else to know about it. Like I'm excited about what I'm doing, but there's women out there that don't really have excitement towards their career, so they don't really want to talk about it. But I feel like if you're in a relationship with somebody, that you can grab other conversations in the beginning than to know what they're doing, unless they want to talk about it. A woman can talk about it.
But what I feel is that women and being around women, very successful women,
right?
The first conversation is never
dating wise. Yeah,
they
and
talk about relationships. Successful. They talk about what they look like. They talk about women talk about like different things. We're not like men. That's why I said it's more likely for women to ask men or men tell you what they do for a living. But women, we talk about relationships. We talk about, what things look like. And this is coming from really successful women. I mean, I had a conversation when we were downtown, and we met that girl with whatever. And he had to tell us that she had a successful business. We had hours and hours of conversation with her talking about a bunch of things. She never brought up what she did for a living. Because this is what I'm saying. Women naturally, it's not even about the time, because at the same time, it was like we were just introducing each other to each other. She didn't have to, we told her about the podcast. We told her about other things. She didn't bring up any of that stuff because what she was talking about was what she was passionate about, was what she was interested in, really. So that's why I said, like, women don't necessarily take like their career as a conversation that they want to talk about.
Right. Right.
Unless they need
It's normally like in my experience, when women tell me, "Oh, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm a this, I'm a that," I'm like, okay. She normally turn out to be like real arrogant.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you coming across like you got to establish yourself.
Yeah, that's why they're telling you what they do. I'm doing this. Are you doing better than me?
And yeah, exactly. And then, for the most cases, the other women, I have to really search and be like, oh, I didn't know you were a doctor. Oh,
yeah,
right.
They didn't want you to see them in that light.
Women, even women lie. They're like, oh, I just do a little thing. The whole time she's super successful and has her own thing going, and she just doesn't want to disclose that because it's. And women don't want men to feel like, oh, she got it, or like, or anything like that. But you're right.
But some men do. You hear them. They want to know what you do. So.
Yeah, I mean, tell them.
Some men do. I'm just one that I can care less. You could be a janitor. You could be a CEO. Just treat me right.
Right. Yeah. Be a good person.
And I think most men are like that. Like, most men are simple like that because men go into relationships with women not because of what they do for a living, right? They go into relationships because they're interested in the person. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for
joining this conversation.
It was very heated, but it was good because I'm sure there's a lot of people who may feel a certain type of way.
Tell the person in the back that well, he can hear me. Thank you for putting in your opinions. Even though we didn't see completely eye to eye, I do respect your opinion. And thank you, Jay, for coming
Jay, too.
and letting us know your beans, spilling them for us. And because it's a teaching lesson for everybody. And I like how vulnerable and open you are to, show and get what you want. I mean, you're getting what you want just because you did what you wanted to do. So that's great.
Right. Yeah. I'll continue to give y'all as much updates I can without putting all our business out there. But
no, I feel you. Thank you. We appreciate you.
All right.
All right.
I appreciate y'all podcast.
Okay, well, if you appreciate it, make sure you hit up the Cash App $.
Yeah. Support the channel. Hit the like, share, Cash App,
and let people know we're here.
I've been hitting the like, share. I think a couple of
missed the Cash App
here. No. Yeah, I missed the Cash App part. No.
Yeah, well, a lot of people did.
Don't worry. Nothing's wrong pod. So you can always
thank you, Jay. We really appreciate your time and our audience guests and everybody who tuned in, everybody who commented, everybody's
let me get Jay out of here before you say your piece. Sorry, Jay. All right, bye, Jay.
Later.
Bye.
Okay, go ahead.
Like I was saying, everybody has their own opinion, and it doesn't mean that it's the right way. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. It's everybody's opinion. You live your life the way you see fit. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. I love the conversation. I love that we had a lot of feelings towards everything. Everybody felt a certain type of way about something. So it was great. So, and thank you, Isabel, for tuning in from home and still doing the show while I'm here. And I thank myself for still being
here. Yes, thank you for showing
over an hour and 31 minutes.
And being sober.
My audience probably doesn't want to even go anymore. They probably hate me. No, I'm just kidding.
No. You guys have a good time. Thank you so much for we're saying thank you. So I'm gonna stop saying thank you and just get out of here. Thank you guys for showing up. Make sure that you hit us up next time, and always remember,
nothing's wrong.
Nothing's wrong, guys.
Not one thing. All right, bye, guys.
Oh, that's hot.